Gamers, what was your epic gamer moment overall, or in a game? There was this game called Dungeon Runner. Think parody cheap WoW. I decided it would be amusing to RP, even though it wasn't an RP server. So I created Captain Mullet. Now Captain Mullet only talked in third person, and scoffed at everything. For example, Captain Mullet scoffs at your epic drop. One day I get invited to a boss raid. In boss raids, if you die you can respawn pretty quickly. So I decided to spend all my gold on potions, which didn't have a cooldown period. I then stripped my weapons and armor, start spamming in chat Captain Mullet scoffs at clothes, comma, and go and aggro everything. To keep alive I had to keep spamming the health potion button. Everyone died 3 to 5 times, but I managed to survive. Got reported for hacking. So I'm trolling the comments. It's not Captain Mullet's fault that you're not strong like Captain Mullet. Mods finally got involved. We checked Captain Mullet's account. He indeed spent a ton of gold on potions, just so we wouldn't die. Captain Mullet isn't a hacker. He's just an idiot. This pissed people off even more that I would spend that much gold just because I could. TL. Doctor, I got hit by an orbital strike from a pumpkin. Got launched into a base. And won. Oh boy. This is my favorite story to tell. First of all, this happened in a game called PlanetSide 2, where you have to basically hold control points in bases to capture them, and, eventually, control the continent, giving you pretty decent benefits while fighting on other continents. Some of these bases have shield walls on them that allow friendlies to pass through but not enemies. Some of these shields only block enemy vehicles, and they are held up with generators. Infantry can sneak through and overload the generators. During this time, there was a Halloween event going on which spawned random pumpkins throughout the world, and shooting them would always give you a reward and possibly an orbital strike, too. So people always shot the pumpkins when they saw them, because in a vehicle, it was easy to escape. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So, our squad's massive vehicle clump wanted to get into one of these bases with a shield wall. The infantry never survived, because their tanks were just farming anyone who walked through that shield. I was kinda bored, and then I saw the pumpkin. I saw the orbital strike symbol appear on my minimal. My squad mates yelling run. Son, get out of there quick, comma. But my tank just couldn't climb the hill fast enough. Luckily, I got out of the danger zone. So I was only launched 200 meters up in the air, when I proceeded to 1. Smack a low-flying plane out of the sky. 2. Land behind the shield wall, right side up. 3. Kill like 4 enemy vehicles, because no one was expecting me to fly over the wall in a tank. Now were they? And 4. Allow my squad to sneak in and take the base. Seriously, please like and subscribe, and comment something nice for your favorite Reddit slave. Today I ran into a Native American during lunch I used to play COD with on PS3 about 10 years ago. His gamer tag was Crazy N85. Back in the day I was playing Left 4 Dead 2 with my friend and some strangers, one of whom was named Diggy6. Diggy was down to 1 HP and 0 revives left and none of us had a health pack to heal him. So my friend goes, Lima, protect Diggy, I said. Okay. And a second later a handful of zombies burst through the window right behind Diggy going straight for him. I raised my rifle, let out a burst across the crowd and shot Diggy straight between the eyes. I mean it was a perfect bullseye headshot. I can still see his lifeless body ragdoling to the ground sometimes when I closed my eyes. I was playing Rust as a solo player so got used to being fucked by the huge clans. Well it was early on the wipe and the only player who had a full kit with AK and bolt and somehow he died right next to my small 4x4 base. So they start trying to convince me to bring the guns to the beach for some materials. I tell them sure sounds like a plan, but only bring one person. I show up and notice that there are about 10 people hiding on the ridge. I shoot the guy and surprise he has nothing. So I start shooting at the ridge and they all hide. So I take the opportunity to put on my air tank and jump in the water. I stayed under for 5 minutes while they thought I had left. I hadn't. I still feel like a special forces agent. I'm trash at snipers so whenever I hit a good shot, I feel like a god. It's a bittersweet moment. I got recruited to join phase back before montages were so big. The day of my tryout, my Xbox got the red rings and my parents refused to buy me another one because it was pointless to devote your life to video games, it's not a career. So it was epic for about 24 hours. Played a warlock in WoW. They summon demons. Each type of demon gets a set name once you summon it. My Felgood's name was Bleakfizag, and I used to laugh a lot about how bulky he was. Was well known as a great damage sponge during dungeons in my guild. We were progressing on the final boss of a raid. Got to the final phase. Boss had 10% health left, so we are disregarding strategy and burning him like crazy. Our final tank dies. For the stid. Tanks do less damage, but have a lot more health and damage reduction. Their job is to take the hits, so the boss turns to the next most threatening target. My Felgood. Boss hits him. He lives. Boss hits him again. He lives. Paladin pops immunity and taunts, forcing the boss to hit him. Immunity ends. Paladin dies. Turns back to Bleakfizag. Survives 2 more hits, then the boss dies with 5 people left alive, 1 for every hit Bleak soaked up. I was so proud of my swole demon bro. Played games online with a guy for 20 years without meeting Irol. I looked on Facebook a few days prior to my summer vacation and he happened to be vacationing in the same place I was the same week, and we met up for the first time ever. The odds of it are insane. I know kids are off in the summer, but for us both to choose the same week and choose the same vacation area, not in either of our states, it is just crazy. Got a GF. I was playing Spy on Team Fortress 2. I disguise as an enemy demoman and wait in the 2 fort sewers of my team's base, feigning preparing a push into my base. An enemy medic strolls by and begins healing me. Me and my new friend medic charge toward the stairs from the sewers into my base. I duck behind a wall next to the stairs, which is ironically a favorite hiding spot for spies on 2 fort, and command my medic to go up. He refuses. So I command again. Nope. Still refuses. After about 30 seconds of this, during this time, he built up a new Bakaj. If you don't know TF2, a new Bakaj is basically a medic healing people enough where he can grant someone invincibility for a short time. Medic gives up and goes upstairs, leading our charge. At the top, the betrayal, backstab and annihilate him while he has an undeployed Ubakaj. I was cracking up. It was easily the best kill I've ever gotten in any game. I imagine he was cracking up too, judging by what he said in the chat. The only thing that infuriates me about that kill is that I didn't use the most insulting taunt in the game. It's known as the Schadenfreude after the backstab. Other than that, it was the most perfect kill. Blind gamer here. Probably when I figured out the cheat codes. I beat my college roommate in Golden using the club, and he had the golden gun, and I was not odd job. Battlefield 3. I was running one of the crappy mean guns. Miss a couple of times at the pilot of a light heli and run out of ammo after only hitting him a few times. The pilot is worse at aiming than I, man keeps missing. He decides to roadkill me and misses to the side, and I get lucky with the timing on the front knife swing animation. I stabbed someone out of a helicopter. My very first run in a 25-man max WoTLK version, when it was fresh content, was a high point of my gaming career. I was a holy paladin and my roomie needed a healer for his raid that night, and I was the only option. I had not ever really raided before as I was very intimidated. It went okay, and I was holding my own for the most part, until Thaddeus. The polarity switching part was a shit show, and it ended up being me solo healing the remaining players. It was a friggin' close call, and a very epic win. I got a lot of praise for my performance. I ended up permanently joining the raid and eventually became the heals lead. Had tons of close calls and wipes later, but that one was truly epic in my memory. Playing a game of original Halo, split screen, and had a rocket launcher. My target was in a warthog, on the other side of the map. Turns out I'm pretty goddamn good at speed and time of impact, cause I took one look at the straight line they were driving in, checked my mental note of rocket travel time, led my target by about 78 seconds, and watched the rocket fly, boom, right into the driver door. Double kill. Rocket sniped in a moving vehicle by a noob with solid maths. Jerking off to GTA strippers. I wouldn't even call or epic. I have two. In Madden 18. I was in the top 100 players for about a week, which was cool. But one of my favorite gaming moments was my first pentakill in League of Legends. I had been playing for 7 years. Focus mostly on support. Not really a killing role. And then one day I purchased the SDSR Guardian skin for Misfortune and wanted to get my money's worth of playtime with it. And I got a pentakill with her. I was live streaming at the time. I was so happy about it that I made a YouTube clip of it. It's not even the best play. https://youtube.b/ipsntle2gasxu. Taking out tanks with C4 in Battlefield 4. By far my most favorite story to tell is from Gears of War. The clan I was in loved playing an X, which was basically king of the hill. Each hill was a circle by a weapon spawn. Every second in the circle gave the controlling team a point. 60 points per hill, and I believe we were using the standard 240 points for a game. Best of 7. We were really good at it and rarely lost a game. Never mind a match. Well, this one night we are getting our asses handed to us. We were down 30 and severely in danger of being swept. I got killed, and a few seconds later so did the rest of my team. With the final seconds ticking down, I spawn and make a beeline for the middle bridge where the hill was. I take out 2 immediately with a shotgun blast and down the third before being downed myself. However, I broke the circle, which bought us a few more seconds before the clock resumed. Luckily, the rest of my team stormed the bridge, and while I died, we staved off elimination for a couple of moments. Apparently, that was the spark we needed. Staring elimination in the face for the rest of the round, we managed to take the round and live to see game 5. I guess our comeback shook the other team, because we stormed back to tie it up and force a game 7. It was then our opponents had no idea how fucked they were. We swept them in the final round 240-0, which prompted all of them to leave immediately. Our team captain spent the next week taunting them through messages. It was a hell of a match, and we earned that win. God damn it. TL. Doctor, down 3 games to 0 in Annex in Gears of War. We stormed back to take the match.